Sorry about the sun coming in. We need to get a little vitamin D here nowadays. So, yesterday we were talking about bears in Vermont and how they're coming out in February and March. Um, so, this is really interesting, this article I found. It was on newsbreak.com. And for those of you who are new to the channel, please jump on board and join us if you like it and subscribe. And because what we do is we do a number of little news items here, and I go out about in different little towns in Vermont and sharing the lovely little towns here with you live. Now we call it Sun and Shade because sometimes there is some news that's not really happy news, and we shared some of that also this past few days. So, but with that, I want to say that when we were talking about the bears the other day, and they were given the size of the bears up to like 400 pounds, and I said to you, I definitely saw bears bigger than that. And the black bear is a bear that's Vermont's bear. However, in this article by Nina Howell, the largest bear ever recorded they found in Alaska. So we're going to read this a little bit here. The United States is a land of diverse ecosystems and has various wildlife in it. The largest bear ever recorded, so that means where somebody saw it and it actually got communicated about, in the U.S. is a Kodiak bear. It's called Kodiak. We're going to we're going to show you some images of the Kodiak in a moment. The largest bear ever recorded in U.S. history is a Kodiak bear, subspecies of the brown bear, which is a native to the Kodiak archipelago in Alaska. So let me just bring up the images of the Kodiak bear. And let's get a number of images so you can see. Okay, this right here, this soft sculpture I did, this is what I was basing it on, was the Kodiak bear. This bear. So you're going to see here. Now, you see the high hump there between the shoulders. Okay, that's one indication of Kodiak bear. It's usually a light brown cinnamon color. You see the face? I had studied the face of that bear, and they called and that's why I had made this sculpture of it. The top part of it here is pretty flat. It's almost like a pan, like a dish. Hi Makaroo, hi Kelly Witz, hi guys, thanks for being here. How are you today? I hope you're staying warm, because, yeah, I mean, they're cute, but guess what? Apparently they can be pretty big. So this article we are going over is by Nina Howell, and it's Newsbreak. I found it at newsbreak.com. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday, by the way. So yeah, check this out. The record-breaking Kodiak bear. We're going to try to get an image of just this bear in a few minutes. But those were what the Kodiak bear looks like. So the Kodiak bear, oh, this is 1894. Well, they had cameras back then. But I think just about back then, right? They were just getting really good at the cameras. This record-breaking bear, captured in 1894, stands as a testament to the impressive size that these creatures can achieve. Yeah, Kelly. And weighing, get this, guys, an astonishing 2,200 pounds. I mean, are you kidding me? Measuring 12 feet and 6 inches when standing on the hind legs. I'm so sorry to hear. So, hey, you know, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be talking, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I'm going to be talking about a disease that's going to be coming up, going around, caused by pestilence, talking about it over on Mella's vlog. The reason I'm putting it over there on my side channel is because I'm going to be talking about unworldly news clips. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. I don't have the detail right now, but I've begun the research. So, but anyway, this bear, if it stands, the Kodiak bear at 1894, if it's, thank you so much, Callie. If it stood on its hind legs, it would be 12 feet and 6 inches high, tall. And it was a male, this particular bear, in 1894. So the giants of the Alaskan wilderness, can I just tell you, the people who go to Alaska and they know nothing about the hiking, number one, they are, in the geography, I'm just going to tell you a couple little things. Not only are these bears prevalent in the woods in Alaska, they get hungry, really hungry. You are at high risk. Here we have the black bear, and our population's a little bit more. However, also in Alaska, what happens from season to season is things like, for example, from winter to spring, certain bodies of water, like streams and rivers, they'll open up, and they don't just open up and rise like a few inches and oh, it's a pretty little river. They open up to the point where they come gushing out and fill areas that you wouldn't even think of. And people could be camping like right next to that. Very dangerous. Like, you really need to know what you're doing. Like, have a guide and really know what you're doing in Alaska. So this bear was 2,200 pounds. Anyway, Kodiak bears competing with the polar bears for the title of the largest bears. Yeah. Of largest bears on Earth typically weigh around 1,500 pounds. So we're going to take a look at them again. The primary diet of these bears are salmon, you know, the fish. I can never say that name right, but that's how you say, that's salmon, the fish. And berries contributes to the remarkable size. Isn't it amazing how big a bear can get on berries and honey, vegetation? I mean, when they said 2,200 pounds for this bear, and then they said measured 12 and a half feet on its hind legs, I kind of wonder about that too. I would think more like 15, 18, you know, closer to the 20, seriously, because human beings are 5 feet, right? And if the backs of these things are almost as high as us, yeah. So, but the isolated Kodiak archipelago has allowed these bears to grow with minimal competition of threat. You know, they're not identifying when they say that. That must be a tribe, and I really wish that they'd say that. Let me see here. So the Kodiak archipelago is a 5,000 square mile island group in the Gulf of Alaska, featuring the 35 plus 100-mile Kodiak Island, the second largest island in the United States. And known as the Emerald Island, it is famous for the massive Kodiak brown bears. So that's what they're referencing there. Jeez. Okay, they've got a little bit more info here. So for those of you scrolling, let's just go back to the Kodiak bear. This is what the Kodiak bear looks like. Actually, this is the Kodiak bear also. I'm going to make another one of these guys today. But here's the Kodiak bear. That's okay. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate. For those of you scrolling, We're talking about the Kodiak bear, the largest. Now, see this picture right here? Look at this guy standing up. Okay, so let's see if let's see what else this article says. So, conservation and significance. The existence of such a large bear is not just a record, it underscores the importance of the conservation and understanding wildlife. With approximately 3,500 Kodiak bears currently in the wild, okay, that may sound like a lot, but it's still not a lot. And they go on here. Conservation efforts in Alaska have been notably successful. I mean, it is good. We have 2 times plus that of the black bear here in Vermont. But the bear's record size highlights the need to preserve natural habitats. The size of that bear was 2,200 pounds. So if that's a testament to how large the bears can be, because you know what has happened. It's not just a theory, it's an absolute fact that the wildlife in general have gotten smaller in size due to the lack of resources. Their anatomy automatically and their physiology automatically embeds in the DNA the different sizes and but the potential for them to be that large is there. The exceptional size of the Kodiak raises questions about the factors that contribute to such growth. We need as a people to be very consciously make space and keep space for our wildlife. And we don't. We just, like I said, over in Chittenden County there in the Williston, Burlington, South Burlington area, they're knocking down, it's taking field after field after field, putting up apartments that we can't afford. And I am not exaggerating that at all. They're putting up apartments $2,000 to $3,000 a month that people cannot afford. A symbol of wilderness and conservation. In summary, the largest bear ever recorded in U.S. history is a symbol of rich biodiversity and successful conservation efforts in America. The bear's extraordinary size serves as a reminder of the natural world wonders and the critical importance of respecting and protecting their habitats. Okay, that's the article. Again, the article was found, I found it in Newsbreak.com. And it is by Nina Howell. And the title is A Look at the Largest Bear Ever Recorded in U.S. History. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this for a moment. Or I'm just going to go on here and want to find... we're going to get an image of this bear. Because in 1894, they did have cameras. So let's see. Show the image of the largest bear. That's not an 1894 image. So here's some. So this is interesting. We just read the article, but I want to give you a little bit more information here. Because the article, the article is giving us some detail. The largest recorded, or it's AI. The name of the bear was, the largest bear ever recorded, the name of the bear was Clyde. So check this out. According to AI, this was a captive male bear at the Dakota Zoo. Oh, no, something else. No, it's the same thing, largest ever recorded. And this particular bear weighed 2,130 pounds and stood 9 feet tall. So it's a little bit different from the article we just read. Yeah, captive. So that was not mentioned in the article. So this must be something else. No, yeah, before its death in 1987. So that's in the 20th century, 1900s. In the wild, large male Kodiak bears can exceed 1,500 pounds. Okay, so I'm going to put here 1894 because that's the picture I want. Let's see what we got. Here it is. Oh no. Okay, so this is interesting, guys. They are showing a bear in captivity right here. See if I get you a good picture. So it's a small picture, but I'm going to show it to you. You see a man standing at the cage of the bear. The bear, okay, check this out. I can't get this to enlarge. The bear's backside is about a foot higher. And if that bear stood on its hind legs, it would be way more than 9 feet. Here's the man. Do you see him right there? Right here. Yeah. And the backside of this bear seems to be about a foot higher than the man. So just the bear standing on his 4 legs is about 7 feet high. Yeah. So that is very interesting. Now that's definitely an old picture, but I'm just going to do this. I'm going to change the wording, make it less, and see if we can get, okay, same picture comes up. And here on Reddit, they're showing the largest bear to ever exist, standing 12 feet tall and weighing up to 2,110 pounds. This has got to be the bear they're talking about. Wait till you see this, guys. Wait till you see this. Look. Look at the bear. So apparently what they did here is taxidermy. That's what they did. Because they preserved that bear. That's the bear. And there's humans. I know. You have to wonder. And I don't want to take away any of the thunder of the Sasquatch enthusiasts, because we're going to talk about Sasquatch in Vermont and Alaska. But when you see a bear standing like that, you could kind of get the idea. See how long the arms look too. If someone saw that from a distance, they could very well think in through the trees that maybe that's a human or humanoid or something standing up. Anyway, just kind of throwing that out there. But that's amazing. So yeah, I wanted to share that article with you today and just have a little fun here on this channel. If, again, for safety, if you see a bear in Vermont, because we have the black bears, I have seen black bears definitely more than 400 pounds. Absolutely, no way, unequivocally. But, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just saw, you know, that bear is like, 20 feet from me. I'm going to take a picture. Don't take a picture. Back away and get out of the territory. Report it to Wildlife, Fish, and Game Department in your locality. Like, report it. Here at UVM, you have a lot of the the departments at the University of Vermont that study things like that, they would love to get that kind of info. You don't need to have a picture. Just the information and just the fact, maybe you saw a bear and when it stood up, you saw it going so high up, on a certain part of the tree, maybe, uh, that you could get a really good idea on how high that bear was, how tall that bear was. So just that you have the information and just communicate it and report it to, like what I would do is for me, I would call the University of Vermont and let them know. If you're talking about a safety issue and you have a huge, large bear, kind of, hanging around your house, definitely call Wildlife, Fish and Game. So, well, thank you so much for being with me, and you know what? Thank you everyone for being with me. We are going to take a closer look at the grizzlies in Alaska, and it might be later today because I do my research. I study the anatomy of the bears to create my soft sculpting uh, art pieces. So I may bring you, when I do that and I get all interested and excited, I kind of just jump on here and share with you. So with that, I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Check out my side channel, Mella's Vlog. I kind of go into the First Amendment there. I keep it really short and simple. But the First Amendment is super duper important because, and I'm going to be covering more like old classic, old actresses and actors and kind of like what their lives were. So it's going to be a lot of fun over there. So that's Mella's Vlog. And if you're an artist or you're interested in Boro Sashiko inspired Japanese patchwork, which is what I do, including all these other art items, I have a book out there that you can also get. And it's called Reviving Earth with Historical Cultural Arts. So anyway, with that, I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful day. I thank you so much for being with me this morning. I send you love and light.